Could you confirm that it's live? It seems so. Uh, okay, so people who are joining from this webinar, uh, now we are live. So I'm gonna just welcome Divyansh again. Divyansh,
Yeah.
congratulations for your success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we can please go ahead and introduce yourself, your academic background and your professional background before you started this journey.
Okay, first of all, my name is Divyansh Waghmare. I am from Pune, Maharashtra. I have completed my BTech from Maharashtra Institute of Technology, Pune itself, from mechanical engineering in 2022. And after that, I have joined as a ROR developer in a Pune-based company. And after that, my interest got developed in data science and machine learning, and I found DataMites. And after that, I got internship in that, and I love started doing this stuff. And after that, I am now placed in Horizon Broadband company, private limited.
Oh, okay, so you are currently working. You got a job, or you're from Pune, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
Okay, but you started working in Bangalore now. So this
yes, yes,
company seems to be in Bangalore.
yes.
So this company seems to be in Bangalore. All right, good. When did you join this course, Divyansh? And you said you got interested into data science. What are the factors? Why
Oh,
did you
yes.
choose data science as a field?
When I was working in my previous company, I am working on several projects, and I also working with the marketing team,
Hmm.
like a front end developer in that. And I found a team of analysts and data science team. They are working on the predicting of their sales and thing. I found that what is this thing which is predicting all this thing. And after that, in early 2023, the chat gpt came into the picture. I don't know that stuff because I still working and still searching on Stack Overflow. And some of my fellow developers told me that, hey, what are you doing? The chat gpt is launched. I don't know what is chat gpt. Then they had shown me that this is a like a guru or a like a mentor for you for developing the things. Then I got interest. Whoa, this is new stuff. This is something new. Then
all,
I Yes,
all this happened when?
in I think in March of 2023.
All right. Okay. So you quickly started to get into the career. I mean, to
Then,
explore the
then I
career.
developed interest in that. I start working, reading blogs and things like that, and start watching videos and all that. So I got interest in that after that.
That's very cool. And when you started learning data science from DataMites, how was your experience? Is it matching with what you thought in terms of how is the field itself, data science?
And I think in December of 2024, uh, no, December of 2023,
Hmm.
I started learning DataMites. And first of all, when it started, I know the Python. In my college, I started my coding in itself in first year because we have a subject of Python in itself. Then I started working, but Python is very means I like to code in C++ because at that time C++ is very trending because of the uh, competitive platform like CodeChef and all. So
Hmm.
at that time I working on that. So that time machine learning.
You're already a developer, so Python isn't a big deal for you, correct?
No, it's not a big because I also joined as a ROR, and Ruby is like similar to that. I'm not saying that it is very matching, but it is also a short syntax based language, and it is also a short syntax. So
Correct.
yes. And we're talking about the OOPS concept that are similar to every language. So talking about the coding part, it's not a hectic thing for me, but the theoretical part which
Mm.
came to me is like it's flow of knowledge. Means I can't tell you what this field is because when you start it's like you are climbing a ladder. Means easy things are coming, like you are data wrangling, collecting data. You have to learn different libraries. This is also a basic part because you can, if you are a coder, then you can do this thing. But when you come into the data science field, when you uh, do a war
Okay.
with the algorithms and their mathematical part, because these are some really good stuff. Because the equation, the things which are coming in front of you, have to think about that, how this parameter is working, how to tune that parameter to get a better result. These things are making fascinating to me. And after that, when I suddenly jumped into deep learning field, then it is like a bombard bombard to me, because there are lots of things to discuss about how the parameters we are thinking is now it's vanishing, you have to deal with it. And then after that, the concept of rnn itself a great concept. Now after that, I start reading research papers of some great scientists like Jan LeCun and all. These are things really fascinating about that. And
Jan
I
Lucas
still,
is a
yes,
student of Jeffrey Hinton,
Jeffrey
and
Hinton, yes, the,
yeah, wonderful. Okay, so I'm really positively surprised that you still have that curiosity. You
yes,
have still the energy. I'm pretty sure you will continue this learning further. And also, it's interesting that uh, you look at any algorithm, neural network or the neural network based algorithm, CNN or RNN, whatever you're mentioning, is kind of replicating the human way of working. So you're
yes,
literally reverse engineering your brain, and
yes,
then you're using that idea for making predictions for business. That's is all about data science. Okay, cool. So I love the way you're looking at it. It's more like what I pursue this field, because it's really like a magical field coming to the live like 7, 8 years ago. Now everywhere you look at, anything you do, we are using data science and AI as the primary building block. We are moving away from rule-based programming, which is to be the norm in software engineering, to more an AI-based coding, or you would say agent-based coding.
agent based,
Essentially, agents or your AI
yeah, agents, yes,
models, right?
model.
One. Okay. So from a learner's perspective, because this session is mostly targeted for the learners to inspire them or to give them some tips. What do you think you made different than other, because you are a successful person and still a lot of people in the pipeline? So what made you different from others? Of course, I can already see that you're very curious, very interested. Apart from that, your learning approach, something which people can learn who is watching this session today.
First of all, I will tell you my mistakes which I have done, because by knowing the mistake, you can you can cut the long time into short time to learn these things. Because I wasted 2 3 months on learning like means like a dumb. First of all, whenever you are learning, you have to make the notes of that. Any
Mm,
algorithm you are like learning, you have to write that point why it is working, what are the equations involved in it, that all the
mm,
things I am talking about the data science part. And before that, first of all, you have to work on your programming. You have to be pythonic way to write a
mm,
code. Because if you like a long codes, then it will be like no make no sense like to a good coder. You have to understand, like it's like a firing the bullets. You have to be bullets in your magazine, which is working, which is a Python is like a bullet for you, because you have to work really hard on it. Because many long codes, you have to be understand what is it, the what code wants to say. So you have to work on first on Python. Give 1 to 3 months to Python. Give more and more questions, practice more and more questions, because reading the theory is not enough for the Python. You have to code
practice.
at least 300 to 400 questions, basic to intermediate, not advanced level. Like you have to not do any DSA level question, like hard, very hard problems. I have worked on several platforms like HackerRank, uh, Lead Code. I have done 50 to 40 question on Lead Code.
Mm,
Hacker, you have to solve like 50 to 60 codes on Hacker, and there are many vessels like GFG. And for beginners, I will prefer HackerRank, and there is a new website called Code Wars. This is a
mm.
good website for learning for beginners, because they have shortlist the question based on the level of the learner. And after that, when you learn the Python, then jump to the SQL part. Because whenever it if you want to learn, then you take as much as time. But if you want to clear any interview and this thing, you have to be precise in these two things, Python and SQL. Because many questions are asked from these two topics. So for SQL, you have to practice all the thing. means how to carry all the things, like you have to be work on a window functions and all the things, so to escape this matrix. And after that, when you come to data science, you have to work on python libraries like pandas and numpy, because when you jump into the deep learning part, they are more on numpy, because you have to write you have to be manipulate through the arrays, so you have to be good at numpy. And for data analytics part, the panda is like god for you. You have to be developed that skill also. And talking about the machine learning part, algorithm, you have to be good at how it's the working behind of these algorithms. You have to be know that, like if you are learning about svm, then what this formula is working, because svm is is a little tricky for beginners, because there are lots of math involved in it. So you have to be part, like how is hard margin, what is soft margin. You have to be think about what is dual parameters, what dual parameter svm. These are things you have to be very clear, because if anyone asks you, you have to be answer about that. And that's all talking about my journey. If I want to talk, then I will give more and more complex things to you, but just for beginners, you have to work on python, sql, and basic data science part, which is data wrangling and data cleaning part. Because machine learning pipeline you can automatically learn, you have to be implement that function. But talking about the I am talking about the theory part, because you have to be clear, because the parameter are we are using, these all come from the theory part. You have to be learn that. That's was my
Okay. I very comprehensive tips. I appreciate you started saying that I'll start telling you my mistakes because that's really important. And if you ask someone who is successful, he might not know why he is successful. But if you ask someone who, about the mistakes or who could not make it or looking at the mistakes, they know exactly where they went wrong. From your inputs, I gather that mastering Python is really important,
yes, yes,
uh, not just the basic structure of the Python, which you have referred HackerRank and other sites, but also the libraries such as Pandas and NumPy. You might be knowing Pandas is built over NumPy.
yes,
And as you rightly said, when you go to deep learning, when you don't use the traditional methods, you're literally manipulating the matrix,
yes,
the array of matrices.
yes,
So NumPy is the one which does it. If you understand the fundamentals of NumPy correctly, then it's only if you want to implement something, your ideas, you should be able to do it freely. It's
yes,
more like a language. For Python is a software
yes,
language, right?
probably,
And the
yes,
packaging. So if you can't communicate, you cannot speak, if you don't know the language properly, you cannot express your ideas.
yes,
So
yes,
in machine learning, exactly what you said, if you master the Python and the libraries which use for data manipulation, including pandas and numpy, then whatever ideas you have, you can freely implement it without getting stuck. And that
yes,
gives you a lot of steep learning curve. So when you finally enter into machine learning, the algorithms which you talked about, SVM and other things, you're not bothered about the Python basic coding because you have
yes,
mastered it. If you haven't done it, if you quickly rush towards the machine learning, then there'll be a lot of to and fro. So
yes,
essentially, you will not be able to focus on machine learning because you get errors and you don't know how to fix it. You go back to online searching for errors. That's a lot of energy waste. So the tip I gather from Divyan's experience is that you master one thing at a time perfectly. So Python is really, really fundamental along with the libraries and SQL because they are most tested. Sometimes you have to work with the databases.
yes,
When
yes,
you do, when you move on to the machine learning part, you should be able to easily use these platforms well so that you can learn and experiment on the machine learning. That's very good advice, Divyans. And I would like to ask you, what are all the different projects or what are the sources like Kaggle and other things you
mm,
have used to practice more machine learning algorithms?
yes, yes, yes. First of all, Kaggle is means if you want to be a data scientist, you have to be search on Kaggle, because there are lots of, like it is the ocean of data sets. You have to be find data sets. You able to, like if you have a data wrangling skill, then you able to make the data set and upload in it. So if you want to use the Kaggle, then first of all, uh, don't be like I want to be a good in this thing, I want to be medal, I want to be a good like a grandmaster thing. This not will happen in a quick way. It will take time, like 2 3 years, like
Yes.
yes, not hours, it's years. Yes sir, yes sir. 8 years. Because there are lots of masters in that field, and you have to be, first of all, you have to see the solution. Because if you see the notebooks of other developers, then you will see that they are way good at this thing. They are way better than how to be collect, how to be manipulate the data. They are, you will learn that how to draw a graph. If you want to see a graphical design, will see that how they will draw. You will also see some of the apps. Like I saw a app dot which is called Gradio. One of the fellow developer has implemented in that. They are showing the dynamic of thing. I used to make a flask app for that. Then
Mhm.
I have to present to all. But he is just build a there is a Gradio app like library. Then able to implement all the function in that and able to show this project. Although you have searched many things, if you see the code of other developers. So first of all, is not to be a rush. You have to be see other notebook. You have, if you like, if you pick any topic like house prediction, what is the price of, then see maximum. You have, there is a filter in that. You have to be search like top rated or most voted. Then up to 5 to 10 notebooks you have to see, like which what things they had implemented, and you have not able to think that. Then write in a notebook or make a screenshot of that and save something, save in some folder of that. And other platform, I think I have only preferred kaggle
Cat.
kaggle And not for data science, I only preferred kaggle.
Okay. I mean, that is itself is a very vast. And just to summarize, you have actually explained very well. Just picking up the right points. I fully agree with Divyansh. You don't have to worry about being a grandmaster. In fact, in early days, 2016, 17, it was not very difficult. But nowadays, it even comes with a pure choice. And there's a lot of hacks you can do.
Yes.
Becoming a grandmaster doesn't teach you much. It is more hacking through it. You know, people actually try to hack through it to get the highest score. Hacking is like you try to try to understand what will be the, the, because you can submit any number of times. Simple
Okay.
point is the Kaggle is a great source of learning. And what Divyan's told is when you look at the top rated notebooks, you get to learn how people have used different methodologies, even much shorter code, more efficient code to manipulate the data and to build the models. And you just don't see it and leave it. You try to understand what they have done. And when you're looking at it, you will understand the methodology as such, which can be used for many other projects as well, right? Mostly, I suggest students or learners to look into Kaggle top voted notebooks
Yes.
for any problem and try to take those pages and take a copy of those notebooks. Try to implement it for your purpose,
Yes.
right? One of the things which you usually find very interesting is a visualization, as Divyan said. You could visualize the data in multiple different ways. You could find out the correlation between the predictors and your target variables. The the most challenging thing to do that is actually the code. How do you transform the data into visual graphs? Of course, you can do matplotlib, you can do in a very brute force way, but there are fine techniques,
Techniques.
very short code, but it comes up with a beautiful. And there are a lot of packages which is being released, available, which can make your work really easy. When you refer the Kaggle, you will find the references of all of that, right? And that actually makes your life more easy, more smarter in terms of learning things. Good. Hrudyans, after you completed your phase two, which includes all of this, how was your phase three experience? The placements and internship, projects, internship, and placement phase. Could you share your experience on that?
Yes, sir. I think I completed in August of 24th, and after that, I think the it is a free, means there no lots of company are coming, but the team, our DataMites team placement is that they were very cooperative. They always give me like you have to be wait, you have to be think, means you have to be prepared for the things. There are companies are coming, you have to be see. And I have given lots of interview other than that, but they are, they are means the competition is very high. I can't say lie, because the lots of people are doing this stuff. You have to be good at it, because I have at least given like 5 to 9 interviews, I think, sir. But
Oh, out of this 5 to 9, how many came from data mines?
No, sir. I have given only two from DataMites.
5 to 9, you have got it by yourself.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, then it makes me very, it's really interesting because a lot of other learners or the people who have finished, they always ask how to get an interview from, the outside, because a lot of people applied hundreds, they get none.
Hmm.
You have really something to share them. How did you
Yes.
get these external interviews?
First of all, you have to be find the people. There is a searching parameter in LinkedIn. Like you have to be filled that today, or don't be like in 1 month hiring. Like you have to fill for a this week, or like of 2 3 days gap. Then you will see the post of the some recruitment teams and other things. You have to be go and personally you have to be type message in that. There is when you are not a what I say, you are not a like connection with of that recruiter. There is a chance you have to message like in a short way, give a note to them and then connect. You have to be write a precise like a good sentence, like he can able to judge your intentions, like you really want to be joined. And after that there are lots of there are lots of websites like job hiring portals and all these things which are searching. But mostly I have came the job opportunity from the LinkedIn side. And you have to be search like in the section, like there is job section and they mentioned like 1 0 to 1 year, 0 to 1 year. You have to be search that company, open that company, after that see the employees of that and see the senior members of that and recruitment. Don't be, if you mail recruitment team and also mail like give message to the senior developer, then there will be clash. Give always message to our their senior members, then that I am working in this thing, I am interested in this thing, I have this skill set, I have this experience, I have I've done this internship. I am means in very polite way, and like you are really want to work with them. And then after that they will help you, give you referrals. Like I have given for some big companies also, but they are literally they some of, there is huge amount of competition. If you get
Okay.
selected in one technical task, then after that there will be 3 4 tasks. And based on that, after there is a advantage and disadvantage for me, because I am from first of all non-technical background, but I have worked like in 1.6 hour in a technical background. This is my plus advantage, but some of the companies are not preferring. I really told you, some of the very big companies are not preferring fresher as a, if you are not a technical background. If you have a technical background, you have plus age. This is a
Okay.
point.
The point well taken. So all the things you mentioned is really, really helpful, and that might probably help others who also wanted to add on their own interviews, own efforts. That's important because, of course, DataMites teams will get you a lot of interviews through their channels of
Yes.
employers. But if you could add on your efforts as well, that could really fast track your career. In fact, Divyansh have attended many interviews by himself. That actually might have helped him to perform better in the interview. Okay. Coming to DataMites interview, what are the two different companies DataMites got you? And could you share the experience of it?
Yes. First company was like it's AI Onyx from from Vishakhapatnam, I think. They have taken the interview. The interview is online, and they are like it's of 20 minutes, and they are asking lots of technical question and all that, and little bit of your introduction and technical question. Before I was given that interview, and their result is not came out, but after the next day the Horizon Broadband companies visited, so got a mail from them that you have to give interview in this whole thing. And they have taken my interview, in which they have asked my previous work and technical question regarding that. And after that the Horizon Broadband selected me for the second round. In second round he shared me a PDF of question task, like five tasks in that, in which the first task was of machine learning pipeline. I have to build a machine learning pipeline of that. No EDA involved in that. Just you have to build a machine learning pipeline in which different algorithms you have to tune that. You have to be means you have to be how which technique you have applied. Like they first of all they are mentioning that you have to be done this all this task in a well documented manner. Means if you write a function, then you have to be write the three quoted commented bit with that, why this function, what is this function is working, what are the parameters involved. Means you have to be think like that. they are told that, strictly told that you have to be document this thing. The
Mm.
second task was like you have to build a Python script in which you have to be build like a game like module. Like first of all, you have given a word, then find the longest word, count of the words, like these are the things. The third task was that you have to do a EDA part of a data set. Then fourth task is again a Python scripting task, and fifth task was again a EDA task. These are of a Netflix data. These are the. Then after that, I got selected in that company, Horizon Broadband.
Wonderful. Hope we did not violate any of your company's terms of while disclosing this.
Yes.
Uh, but this was very helpful. Thank you, Divyansh, in doing it. Um, okay, so I think we almost have our time. 30 minutes been done. Do you have any message to the learning community or the people who are learning and waiting for the job interviews and stuff? Do you have any message for them in
Yes.
terms? Yeah, please go ahead.
If you are learning data science, you first of all you have to be make a develop an interest in that field, because without interest or this thing you can't able to give a longer run of these things. You will be fed up, because if the result is not came, then you will think that why I doing this thing, this all. And second, just make a peer of 2 3 peoples, because I used to teach my two
Steady
friends.
buddy,
Huh?
steady
What's that?
buddy,
Chat divide,
steady,
yes.
steady buddies. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Uh, because if you teach them, you will able to memorize this thing. Because and third thing is make notes, because I able to revise my data science concept in just 30 to 1 hours. Because I made 4 registers, one for Python, second for data science, third for SQL, and fourth for deep learning. This I can able to read all this thing, and I will to revise in two max 1.5 hour for any interview. These are the 4 5 things I want to say. Yes.
Okay. Because I must say, with all the success stories I've taken till now, your success story is actually more useful for the people who are watching. Thank you for all the tips. I think every single tip he said is valid, especially the notes one. If you don't take notes, you'll just get. I mean, you can't. You don't have a lot of time to go through the raw videos and materials. So you should make a very short notes from your understanding, which will really help. And so thank you, Divyansh. Let's move on to the Q&A then. I have few questions already. I would request if anyone watching from YouTube or LinkedIn, you can directly put a comment over there with a question. You can put a question on the comments, and DataMites team will put it back over here. So if you're attending this webinar directly live, you can just put it in the Q&A section. I am going to also release the comment section, the chat section. So if you want to put it in the chat box, now you should be able to do it. All right. So I already have some questions in Q&A. We'll start with that. The first question coming from Sakshi. Sorry, it's from anonymous attendee. How was the placement services? When did your placement process started?
I have completed my internship in August of 24th. I already told you, and just after that, I've got a time to prepare for the your in technical means internal interviews, because data my team also take their task. They've given also take an interview in which you have to be told all the concept. They ask questions. You have to first clear that. For clearing that, you have to be first clear your concept, because they will make highly question on statistics and data science part. So first of all clear that, then after that when you clear this, they will contact you regarding that, and after that the placement process always is start. And it is really good. You have to be got time, you will get time to learn all these things. You have to be focused on first of all studies, like.
Okay, wonderful. So the second question is, how many interviews have you attended? I think you answered it already, but maybe quickly say in one sentence. It should be fine.
I have attended at least 5 to 9 interviews. Yes, 9 interviews.
I have a question from Sakshi Devadiga. Any tips on resume building? Did you get any help
Yes,
from
yes.
placements team?
Okay. Yeah, I will miss that part. There is a website called, I think, I forget that website, but it is you have to be build your resume on latex, like latex format, because they are ATS friendly. Because ATS, if you make a latex language notebook, then resume, then it will be able to grasp like 80 to 90 score you are in your ATS score. It will be around 80 to 90, 100%. And it make it, if you are a beginner or you are a fresher, then make a one page, only a one page resume, in which there will, I will told you that first of all give introduction of yourself. Don't paste your photo and anything. There is a your introduction, your name. After that, if you, what you want to, like if you're a data scientist, like aspiring data scientist, then in 4 to 5 columns you have to mention your links. Like you are writing a medium blog, then write medium blog, your number, your email, and your GitHub link. Always mention your GitHub link, because if a recruiter see or a developer see, then it will make a good impression on that. And give 5 to 4 line your experience, what you want to pursue. Then after that, mention your, if you done any experience or have any experience in previous, to first mention that thing. After that, then mention skill set of your thing, mention every skill set you have learned. And after that, projects and your achievements. Achievement is not necessary.
Okay.
No
Wonderful.
certification is in. If you have has certification, it's a, means it
It's
good
a
thing, but
plus.
it's less. But it is not a mandatory thing, I will think.
And right. That answers the first part. The second part of the question, did you get any help from DataMites placement team?
Yes, yes, yes. If you want, if you are nervous, man, if you are like not placing or you are anxious, always talk to the data science or their placement team. They will always give you hope, always cheer you, always try to help you. Always, if you want something material, they will also provide you. They also provide during the interview part from the internal side. They all give you lots of stuff for learning the things. That will very
Okay.
helpful for you.
Okay. And regarding resume building, they have a specific process to do it. They'll create a resume, but of course, as with Divyansh said, you have to fine tune it yourself whenever you're applying for a new job. But DataMites team themselves, they have a dedicated process to help you in the resume building.
Yes.
Okay. So any further questions? I have no questions from Zoom. DataMites team, could you confirm that there any question from YouTube or LinkedIn? Okay, so it seems no questions from there. Okay, that is good. So everyone online, thank you very much for your attendance, and I hope this session helped you. At least I'm pretty sure with all the information Divyansh has given, it gives a very first-hand experience sharing with a very valid data points, tips, which will be very helpful to the people who are planning to get into this career or preparing for their jobs and other things. So I thank Divyansh. Divyansh, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thanks for inviting me. And
Thank
as
you.
in future, sir, I will be, you will be my mentor. I will always talk to you.
That's very nice of you. And just to give a one last note, I was doing the research for as one of my assignments, my consulting assignments. It is very clear that the trend for data scientists and data analysts, AI engineers, is going to be uptrend.
Yes.
If you correlate the data available in the market, it could be from Forbes or McKinsey or from World Economic Forum or US labor data stats, which are all credible sources. If you look at the net increase of data science and AI related jobs will be about 38% year on year for next 5 years at least, because the adaption of the data science, which is already on the significant level, but there is a huge scope in adapting data science AI in various verticals, domains, and industries across the industries. So there is no scarcity of jobs in the data science, but definitely there is a scarcity of a qualified people. So just learning few things in data science doesn't make you a qualified data science professional. You might even get into a job interview, but if you want to make a career transition, you get into a successful career, as Divyansh did with his, you really have to uh, be above average, a level which you can be effectively working in the projects. So, because there are a lot of people asking about the job future, because a lot of people think that AI is taking over many jobs, which is true. I'm not denying that. There will be a significant disruption happening in many of the jobs. In fact, India is one of the countries which is going to be on the receiving end of it, which means will be affected by the AI disruption significantly, because most of our jobs are in the support and intermediate and beginner level coding kind of jobs will be taken over by AI. So we will have disruption. But fortunately, the field of AI data science seems to be very bright for next 5 years, as per the reports. With that, I thank the DataMites placement team for their fantastic job, and Prudhyans for sharing all the information. I wish you all the best. If you have any further questions, you can directly reach me or with the Divyansh or DataMites through the channels. Have a good day. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.